It's so weird.
Direct violation of Order 66.
Whoa. Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name's SKYMAN Universe, and today we're going to be reacting to Bad Batch Episode 7, Battle of Scars. Now, last week's episode, despite that one little indiscretion, oh my god, I think what it amounted to actually a really good episode. The fact that it was in the factory where they're just destroying all the droids. I love that. I love that imagery so much. Just showing how disposable the droids are now and how meaningless they are to everything. It kind of made me feel a little bit emotional, a little bit nostalgic. I love that sort of thing of the droids being built in a factory and then also destroyed in a factory. It's like poetry, it rhymes. And that whole thing, bringing a little bit of the Clone Wars in there as well, was really nice too. My only, of course, bad thing about last week's episode was those two characters, which I really didn't want to see again. My own personal preference. You might love those characters, Rafa and someone else, I can't even remember their names, but I just really didn't want to see them ever again after sort of ruining what could have been some 4 amazing Clone Wars episodes. I really didn't want to see them again, so to see them crop up in this, I'm not sure what the thinking was behind that, as I know there are many people who are a little bit like me and didn't take them, because I feel like they got in the way of what could have been an amazing 4-episode arc with something else. Maybe Ahsoka could have had 2 in Coruscant, then we could have the other 2 of, we know that there were some pre-Clone Wars episodes, like sort of in previous stage, and it was just very basic, and one of them was how Boba Fett sort of became Boba Fett, and he was wearing his helmet and got the dent in his helmet there as well, and that was something which would have been really good to sort of have the bounty hunter send off with Cad Bane. Yeah, maybe he'll crop up in this. I'd really love to see him in this, but he was such an important character who kept turning up in the Clone Wars with important roles to play in the story, and then just nothing. Like nothing whatsoever. Disappeared. That's the end of Cad Bane. So yeah, just seeing those two crop up in Bad Batch, just a big no for me, and really didn't need to happen. Though at the end they were talking to someone, but I mean, at this point, would we be surprised if it's Ahsoka? Because I mean, it must be Ahsoka, because obviously they befriended each other at the end of those episodes. Anyway, I could keep talking about this for ages, but let's react to this episode. So I'm hoping great things. I kind of like that Sid Trandoshan, but the Basque person, she was pretty cool. So if she's sort of given them new jobs and things to go in places to do, I'm fine with that, but hopefully it's going to be great and interesting. I do wonder, is this going to be the episode where they rescue Crosshairs or something with Crosshairs in here? I mean, that'd be really nice, but the name suggests something good. Battle Scars. Interesting. Yeah, I'm hoping for something really great in this episode. My fingers are always crossed for that. There should be an option. They give you the choice to skip the Bad Batch introduction, which is Bad Batch, but then don't give you the option to skip this, which takes forever. Battle Scars. I mean, the name suggests something good. I hope. And we kick straight in with the chase. I'm fine with that.
Hunter?
What are you two up to?
Was there another clone there?
Mission's over.
I wish there was a place where it's like a Star Wars themed nightclub. That would be so awesome.
Rations and 20 cartons of Mantel mix?
14 credits for the Mantel mix.
Yeah. Put it on 6 time.
I like that. He doesn't like you. I don't like you either. You best watch yourself.
Shit, move it.
I have the death sentence on 12 systems. A very big school.
Like retrieving that tactical droid, but you bungled that up. I suggest...
I mean, recognize the blaster sound. But it can't be.
Who are you?
Who are you? Oh,
Riggs.
Oh,
that makes me happy. That makes me feel really sad as well.
Get comfy.
About time Rex joined in. It feels more complete now. I'm pretty happy.
Clubhouse, you know.
Where have you been, Rex? That's a long story.
Good. I've got time for it, Rex. Tell me all.
I guess you could say I've been keeping a low profile. Well, how'd you track us down? Trace and Rafa Martes.
I don't know why Rex makes me so happy.
Tech, I need one of those med patches. You used the last one.
Rex
What's
knows.
wrong?
Rex knows.
Inhibitor chips, don't we? Our deviant nature appears to have impeded their
Inhibitor,
functionality.
prohibitor. I can't remember which
Accepting
one.
crosshair. You're telling me you haven't removed your chips? X, those chips make you even her.
Rex could save Crosshairs.
Taking time bomb. It is not something you can control. I couldn't. It's a risk you do not want to
When he
take.
shot on Ahsoka, that was so moving, that scene. In Order 66. It was like chaos
Just
everywhere.
leave them out. I'll be in touch.
No, don't go. Don't go. Stay with the group.
I don't have an inhibitor chip.
Why not?
Maybe you do.
How's the a starship graveyard? I'm picking up Rex's
Cool.
beacon.
That's not like the place where Darth Maul went to. I feel like it might have been. Seeing all the Clone Wars stuff there, it's so strange. It actually makes me feel a bit emotional. Oh good, he's back in it.
Right on.
So you gotta go in one of the Clone Wars, is it Venator class cruisers? Yeah.
Scrapper Guild. They control this entire planet. We need to keep out of sight.
A Scrapper Guild.
What is it?
That's
Stay above the waterline.
just another monster.
How'd you get yours out? I had help.
It's weird because
Blaze at the other end.
that episode wasn't so long ago, the end of season 7. But it seems like forever ago in the Star Wars
What are you gonna do with it?
timeline. Is that the Death Star? New Hope monster? Yeah. One that grabs Luke Skywalker. I like how no one is helping him. There we go.
Make sure it's not
Soldiers
clankers,
for
doesn't it?
orders. This is interesting. I like this. It really is. Don't know what they're gonna say. Alright, yeah. Is there gonna be a good soldiers follow orders
Just
bit?
because the surgery. And what if something goes
And then
wrong?
realise that Crosshairs has got his inhibitor chip in there. It's alright, you got Rex. He's good. No one's gonna be able to hold him. Oh, it's so weird.
Direct violation of Order 66.
Whoa. No one is going to be able to stop him. Stun blast. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now they can realise what's happened to Crosshairs. I don't know why Rika seems way cooler when he's a bit like this. Rika's terrifying. He actually looks terrifying when he's like this.
I spent my life defending the Republic. Can't stop now. The
Good
Republic's
man.
gone, Rex.
I'd be the same.
Your friend.
Soldiers,
Whoa.
follow orders.
Well done, Rex. Imagine if they went there though. That'd be so sad.
Is it supposed to take this long? Not sure.
Astromech did yours, mate. It's weird when you see Rex, I just expect Anakin, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka just to be close by or around the corner. But it's all changed.
He's awake.
This is a really nice episode. It's like quite heartwarming, really.
I try to control it.
You were just being a good soldier, Rekka. Following orders.
Make it stop. You're ever in a bind. You know how to reach us.
So he said he's having a barbecue. It's funny, it's like Rex is now like a legend character, sort of mythological. That's Krennic? What? Not Krennic. Fennec. No, maybe it's the sisters again. I like that. Finally, the Emperor's coming. Finally. That was a really good episode. I liked all of that. That was so good. Overall, Battle Scars was a great episode. There were so many nice bits in there. And the callbacks to the Clone Wars and Order 66. I don't know why I always find that so much like intriguing and so much fun, like when there's something to do with the prohibited chips and inhibitor chips, and just the fact that it's because of Palpatine who set all of those up, and it's still having their repercussive effects and like other clones and now with Bad Batch. But now that they've finally realised they've got their inhibitor chips there, I mean, how long is it going to take until they realise that Crosshairs too is affected by this inhibitor chip, and it's probably because of that he's turned really bad as well and it's been manipulated. Now that Tech has got his scanner thing, maybe that will be able to scan Crosshairs if they can capture him and then realise that his inhibitor chip has been amped up or something like that. But I feel like now that the Empire has been called, now hopefully they stay on this planet as well, because this would be an amazing planet, the Junkyard, for them to hide and battle around in Ortho Venture class starships. That'd be really awesome, because they know all about the ship, whereas like the Imperial elites won't know as much, but all the clones on the Empire side, they'll know as well. So that'd be like really interesting if they manage to do some sort of battle there where they're trying to hunt them down. But Crosshairs has got to be in the next one, like 100%. And if they are drawn into there, then and they stay there in the next episode, if you know they're on that planet still, then and you see Crosshairs, then that's got to mean because Crosshairs can get his inhibitor chip removed there as well. So if they do that, that would be so awesome and bring the squad back together. I would love that. I feel like it's been missing Crosshairs, and there's a lot of moments in there where I feel like his dry wit would work very well. I love so much that Rex was in this one though. Like I said, it's that weird thing, like when you see Rex, you just feel like Obi-Wan or Anakin or Ahsoka is close by. But it's really sad to actually think that obviously Anakin's gone, Obi-Wan has disappeared, and Ahsoka, he's probably still in contact with Ahsoka, but to think all of that you fought for throughout the whole time the Clone Wars, I mean, and Rex is sort of still going, he must be sort of experiencing the same sort of thing which Obi-Wan must be experiencing after him losing his friends and kind of everything, and now stuck in a desert planet by himself. With the Kenobi series, I'm sure we'll go a lot more into that. There must be a thing with Rex as well. He must be feeling the pressure or something. But I like the fact that he brought the team there to get their inhibitor chips removed, and he knew the importance of it. To see Wrecker change there like that, that's kind of what I thought when Bad Batch was sort of kicking off. Wrecker was a bit like that. That's how I sort of envisioned him. And then to see them actually in the Order 66 and then proper sort of good soldiers follow orders, and that was kind of eerie a little bit because he looked really imposing and threatening, whereas when he's just normal and he doesn't so much, he just has a sort of great sense of personality, shall we say, and obviously a great brawler fighter type thing. But I like the fact it was focused just in the Bad Batch and it had the elements of the Clone Wars and the big picture. That was really nice, and I took to all of those scenes there. I found them quite emotional, which is always what we're looking for when we're reacting to these things, those emotional bits and cool scenes in there. But to see them all get done, inhibitor chips out, that kind of makes them free to go and do things now. So it may be what I've been thinking about, if it's going to make them think about saving clones or something like that. I'm not sure, but I just feel like they would go down that route. Like, I think Amiga would sort of put the suggestion out there and say, well, they're all your brothers, why don't you save them as well, as many as we can. So, I mean, this is just me theorizing here, but I think that would just be quite a heartwarming touch if they try and save as many clones as possible and then let them sort of do whatever they want in the galaxy and be free rather than fighting for the Empire, if the Empire's just planning on disposing of them anyway. So yeah, there could be a really nice and interesting story in there as well. But with Crosshairs, in the gang. Again, that would be really good. And then set up a sort of new Empire protagonist, so to speak. Someone who would up the threat level. There was only one thing with Crosshairs, is that when he was a good guy and part of Bad Batch squad, is that Crosshairs never missed a shot, really. He got every single one, but then as soon as he was part of the Empire, it must be an Empire thing, his shots were missing, and he kept missing this and missing that, and that's something which I picked up on. So I feel like if he came back to the Bad Batch, if his inhibitor chip was removed, and yeah, that was all great with the Bad Batch, and then they could bring in, I don't know, something new for the Empire. Like I said, I would love to see an Inquisitor in there. Is that too early? I'm not sure. But if we saw the Grand Inquisitor in there, because he is obviously about this time, that would be so awesome. And he's the Inquisitor, which is going after Omega to bring her back on orders of the Emperor or something. That would be so good. I'd love to see something like that. And then perhaps Ahsoka could be sort of brought in last minute via contact of Rex. But yeah, that's just fan speculation. I'm sure you have many as well. I think with this at the moment, there's so much opportunity for them to go in so many directions. In the first few episodes, or after the first two episodes, first one episode, it felt like it was just finding its feet a little bit, and sort of not really felt like filler, but kind of a little bit like filler. But that's just them going away doing stuff with Omega. So I think that was just bridging relations between them and Omega. But now, if we get episodes like this episode feels like something, like it's building towards something. It's enhancing everything, and it's really enjoyable. And the callbacks work really well. So I think the last two episodes, apart from the sisters thing, with the whole droid thing, that was really great. I love that. But also, I think it would be great for the future episodes is to, I think, once Crosshairs is saved, and then get an idea of what they're doing, like what their grand plan is, and have them see them work towards something epic and amazing, because they've got it in them to do it. But I don't know how they'll do it, but I'd really love to see something to do with the Jedi in there, or like you've seen in the comics and on Coruscant, and maybe they have to go back to Coruscant and they're sort of burning Jedi lightsabers or something like that. That would make me feel, I don't know, like you've watched Revenge of the Sith for the first time, where you feel slightly uneasy because of what's going on, and that's a good thing, because it makes you proper invested in the story. So if there's something like that, there's so much opportunity, but there's so many things which I'd love to see, and I'm sure you're probably the same, with a long checklist of stuff you'd love to see crop up. And by all means, let me know what you want to see crop up. I think it's very interesting to see all of our ideas and fan theories and theorize about what's cropping up in this series. But altogether, this episode I thought was great, and I really enjoyed it. So more episodes like this, and I think it's building up to a really spectacular episode, hopefully in the next one. If Crosshairs turns up and they're on that planet still, then I think I might get what I've finally been theorizing, wanting, I want Crosshairs back. So yeah, that would be great. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode reaction. Let me know your thoughts down below, and what your favourite bits were in this, and of course what you want to see happen in this series. Take care of yourself, and remember, the Force will be with you always.